Hey guys, welcome back. So this is hopefully the last video as far as putting together the NC, hopefully getting the last of the things hooked up and getting our first start and potentially a drive on this thing. Then it's gonna need a tune to get to the 2.5 tune, but you can start it and it'll run on the 2-liter tune, but just to optimize it. So let's hop into it. So I just did a one-woman show here of getting this belt on, which was a little more tricky than I thought it would be because my belt is so stiff. But it has the same belt setup as the 2-liter, so that's super easy. I kind of tried to do it with, okay, what's the most complex part, and then remember the rest. So I started with the pulley here, the power steering pulley, and then to the idler, up over the alternator, down to the tensioner, coolant pump, crank, and then the compressor. Obviously, if you are doing an AC delete, this is going to be different. I'm currently planning on keeping AC because this will be driven on the street, at least for a little while. So that's my choice for now. I will deal with the consequences of that later. Okay, I totally forgot to film, but here we are with everything pretty much connected. I have one ground left, and then this guy, I was gonna start putting accessories back into place, and then I thought, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should test and make sure this thing starts first. To be honest, I don't even know if this thing's gonna try and crank, because I am missing a single ground somewhere, so we'll see. But let's try and build up some fuel pressure. Okay, so it's cranking over, but it's not starting. I'm not sure if it just needs to build fuel pressure or what the deal is, but hopefully we can figure it out. I'm gonna keep messing with it. I think everything's grounded and I think everything's connected, so I'm hoping that it's just getting fuel into the fuel rail, because this fuel rail was completely empty. So fingers crossed. Okay, so I was getting very frustrated with why this thing didn't want to crank over. Reason being, I did not change the crankshaft sensor over from the 2-liter to this one because I thought they were the same. I didn't look into it. They are not the same. So I also didn't plug in the sensor, but it will not plug in because the plugs are different. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this. I think the easiest way is gonna just be to take the battery back out. So fingers crossed I do this and it works. Let's ignore the wiring for right now because I'm just trying to make the car start, okay? I want to get somebody else to do this that knows what they're doing. Okay. So you can see what a terrible time I'm having. Definitely do this before you get your engine in, if you're watching this before. Swap these. Apparently, they're different, and this is a huge pain. Okay, so I changed the crank sensor, crank position sensor, whatever it is. Let's see. Okay, so with this thing not wanting to start, I didn't realize that there was that little ground strap back there, and he was not attached. So I just found that as I was moving stuff around. Hopefully this will be the difference and make this thing crank over. Okay, so I've just gotten the MX-5's first start. I'm so freaking stoked. I cannot believe this is real. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so happy. I'm so proud. I am so stoked. So I'm gonna get cleaned up and then we're gonna take it for its first drive. So fingers crossed. We're running on the 2-liter tune, so it's not gonna be perfect, but I want to just make sure that everything seems okay and all is well, and then I think I'll be sending out a message for the 2.5 tune. So
Okay, so I was on the right track with trying to chase down what was going on with the crank signal. It was I ended up swapping to the 2-liter crank signal sensor, or whatever you want to call it, and that was the right thing, but I had it flipped backwards. So the sensor actually needed to be facing the back of the engine, which I kind of knew when I was putting it in because that's how the other one was, but I just thought, oh, maybe it goes this way because this engine was rear-wheel drive initially versus the other one wasn't. So that was my mistake, and flipping it, we got the crank signal and it was ready to fire right up. So I'm so stoked, and it doesn't have any check engine lights besides one, which is for the secondary O2 sensor, which isn't installed and won't be installed because we have catless headers. So that is currently the only issue right now, so let's take it for a test rip. Okay, River and I are heading off for our first test rip, so let's get it. Yes. Alright, so the header's not attached right now because those bolts were rusted and rusted off, but otherwise we should be good. Okay, so I just got back from driving the MX-5 and it drove really well, especially considering it's on the 2-liter tune. I'm very impressed, I'm very happy with it, and I'm really excited to start driving this car some more. I'm really surprised at how smooth the swap was, and I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I'm excited to get some seat time in this car, both on the street and on track. So fingers crossed we can make that happen very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, and I will catch you in the next one.